Up next, we have Stan Silliman, local talent out of Norman right here. So give one big round of applause for Stan Silliman.
Hey folks, let's have a hand for Andrew Shank coming out here. I did bring some books. Old people can write books too. That's you probably didn't think that would happen, yeah. But I've got them for sale tonight, and all the profits go to Relay for Life. If you buy they're cartoon humor books, is what they are. I am a cancer survivor. I'll tell you a little bit about me. My prostate is as big as a grapefruit. I'm not bragging. I don't brag about something like that. I have to ask my prostate for permission to sit down. When I go to the bathroom, I take a magazine with me to pee. I gotta have my prostate taken out, but then what would I do for an opener? What would I do? Yeah. On my way over here, I came by an Air Force base called Tinkerfield. Tinkerfield. Now there's a name for a military installation that should strike fear in the hearts of our enemies. Don't tinker with us, we won't tinker with you. I'm glad a few folks laughed. I live in West Norman. You don't know how far on my way I drove just to tell you that joke. Okay, let's be honest. How many are shocked I'm still awake? Huh? You are, I can tell you. I once fell asleep during a rectal examination. That's when they kicked me out of proctology school. But my bro made it, Doc Proc we call him. He's got one of those bumper stickers. Backsides bought this buggy, which is better than his old bumper sticker, which read, "Tailgate me now and wait until I get you in my office." That was a long bumper sticker, yeah. It hung off the bumper of his Ford Probe. It did, yes. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Speaking of, I don't know if anybody out there, I know if there were some survivors here, they might be, but anybody, I just recently had one of those colonoscopies. Anybody else had the pleasure? No? Not really? Let me tell you, I haven't been penetrated that deeply since the last time I was abducted by aliens. Jose and Manuel. Jose and Manuel, yeah. I recently got stopped for speeding. I got stopped for speeding, and the officer asked me why I was going so fast. I say, you know, you got my driver's license. Look at me. I'm old. I'm trying to get there before I forget where I'm going. I got off with a warning ticket. Of course, they should warn you when you get a warning ticket. They're going to take a long time to write it. After you got finished writing it, I forgot where I was going. I forgot where I was from, yeah. I'll tell you more about me. I grew up in the Panhandle of Oklahoma. Anybody from the Panhandle? Grew up in the Panhandle where we believe the only good politician is a dead politician. And several years ago when they elected this judge who had been dead for 3 months, they knew they had a good politician. Yeah. He even smelled like a politician. That's right. From the Panhandle, right. I don't know if y'all read about this, but they put away this doctor. They sent this doctor away to prison for prescribing too much Valium in Guyman. Prescribing too much Valium in Guyman. I thought he should get a medal for convincing people in Guyman they needed Valium. Do you not get that one there? It's just, you know, see, not much is going on in Guyman. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't need Valium there. That's my point. I don't know. And nobody's from out there, huh? You know what they don't have in the Panhandle? Let me just tell you this one. You know what they don't? They don't have any liberals in the Panhandle. You've heard that? Yeah, they don't have them. They're not there. There's even a town across the border in Kansas called Liberal, Kansas. They don't have any liberals there either. Whenever they see a liberal in the Panhandle, it's like a big deal. They like, you know, call the radio station. In fact, the guy did that. A farmer called the radio station, and he said, "I saw one of them." He says, "I saw what?" "I saw one of them liberals. He was walking across my place." He said, "Well, how did you know he was a liberal?" He said, "Well, his knee was jerking. He's one of those knee-jerk liberals." So what else? You got any other clues? He said, yeah, he had a big old bleeding heart. He's one of those bleeding heart liberals. He said, what, did he say anything to you? Yeah, he kept saying, quit stabbing me. Quit stabbing me. Quit. You kind of, okay, you see why his knee was jerking and all that kind of thing. Okay. You guys go to a great school. This is the wonderful school. Give a hand here for this school. Yes. I had to go to a school called Panhandle A&M. I don't know if you know what that is. It's called Panhandle State now. It's in a little town called Goodwell. And the reason they call it that is, people asking how you're doing. You go, good, well. But, Panhandle A&M, it was bad. I mean, not only we would get Aggie jokes, we would have to hear Aggie jokes, we'd also have to hear Panhandler jokes, And I guess it was justified because we are responsible for those "we'll work for food" signs. You credit that to Panhandle A&M. Yeah. That's it. We had that deal. That's, and we had our, we shouldn't have had our, one time our commencement speaker was Menachem Begin. That shouldn't have been there. You know that name? You guys know that? It sounds like he's somebody at your door, right? Menachem Begin? Okay. And it wouldn't have been so bad if we hadn't have built that practice airport terminal for our Hare Krishna students. We shouldn't have done that. You guys are a good safe distance away. I'm not going to come out and gift slap anybody. Don't have to worry about me gift slapping you with my gippy hand. It's not going to happen, okay? You're a safe, comfortable distance away. I'm from Turpin, Oklahoma. Grew up in Turpin. Kids in our kindergarten, we call them tiny turpentines. Little butchy lesbian kids, we call them tiny turpentines also. Yeah. In the Panhandle, there were a lot of, I don't know if you guys knew that, a lot of marijuana growers. Yesterday was 420. A lot of marijuana growers in the Panhandle. There were, and they're really ignorant about it, and they think it's like their inalienable right to grow marijuana in Oklahoma, and they always say stupid stuff like, well, if God hadn't intended for Okies to grow marijuana, why did He shape our state like a pot? And I tell them that's not the reason. That's not why God did it. God did it so Okies would know which way to get to California. That's a visual joke. It's a map going on here. See, that's the answer there. I don't know about 420. I do know. I'm going to say people here, we're all health conscious. That you don't want to. I mean, they have a lot of medical marijuana, so it's good for some cancer patients and things like that. But if you happen to be pregnant, there's studies that say that marijuana smoking can stunt the growth of her baby. You've heard about that? And I'm thinking maybe that's the reason on that old TV show Family Ties, the ones with the tall ex-hippie couple, why they picked Michael J. Fox to be the firstborn child. You think that? Never buy a joke from Rush Limbaugh. Okay, I should learn that. I'll learn that lesson. Okay. I didn't say anything about his Parkinson's or anything like that. I was just saying he was small. Michael J. Fox. And he is. Everybody knows that. I mean, he is small. I mean, small hands, small feet, small everywhere. He even made a movie with full frontal nudity, and they rated it PG. Did you know that? When they came out with this study that says marijuana smoking can stunt the growth of your baby, turned out that Vern Troyer, Mini-Me, sued his mother's dealer. But the judge threw it to small claims court. The judge threw it to small claims court. Yeah, I do have some books for sale. I'll let you know that. So yesterday was 420 Day. April has a lot of holidays, right? It's a special days, holidays, all that kind of stuff. April, April Fool's Day, You got April Fool's Day, you got Good Friday, you got Easter, you got Passover, you got, you know, and you got Greek Easter and Greek Passover. You got all these days. But when I was growing up, the day I looked most forward to in April was April 15th. Because that was the only time of the year my dad claimed me. April 15th. This year, on April 15th, you know what it was? You know what April 15th was this year? It was the 100th anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic. Do you guys remember that? 100th anniversary of sinking of the Titanic this year. And I'm thinking, it's been 100 years, they should quit blaming the Jews. Because whoever I hear is responsible, they always say, Berg, Berg, Berg. Okay. Also, before the Titanic was sunk, there was no income tax day. After the Titanic was sunk, they chose April 15th to be the income tax day. Yeah, I know. Berg. Berg. Okay. Here's something else strange. Here's something else that's strange, considering the Titanic. 100th anniversary of the Titanic. And this year, a tornado hits Branson and sinks the Titanic Museum. Did you guys know that? It hit Branson, wiped out the Titanic Museum. I think that's just God showing us he's paying attention to the 100th anniversary.
I know.